The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, dropping knowledge on all of you. Get a peek at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay silent just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dope. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope while you at it. We keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Sir. 2020 Podcast, Squad in a bit. You know what it is. Hey.
Squad.
Yeah.
So, real quick. Y'all,
Gang in here.
all right, so to give an update, this is just kind of, we're all scattered out and about, but we're currently in tune with what's going on with the current situation of the protest over the George Floyd death and the protests and the riots and division and the unification, just everything. So I want to touch bases with everybody to see where they're standing, how they're feeling, what's on their mind, what's on their palate, all of that. So I tell you what, let's start out with Ray, since you are in the upper left corner of my screen. So Ray, let's go ahead and get this thing going. What you think about it?
Yeah, I am tired. Shout out to all of my white friends who are down for the cause as well, and they have been slaying folks left and right in my timeline this week. They're like, if you are still on that All Lives Matter and still taking up for police officers and you can't see what Black people are dealing with, then I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And somebody was like, well, how can you be that way? It's like there's no gray matter on racism. Either you're racist or you're not. And to understand where they're coming from and knowing that I have an alliance with them, that speaks volumes. And it's kind of sad to have white people speak on your behalf because people don't take your word for face value. It shouldn't have to be this way. To white people to tell other white people, you fucking up, and it's not right. So I'm tired. I really am. And dealing with COVID-19 stuff on top of that, and me being in the front line at the food bank and trying to hold my emotions in check when people are literally out here starving. And it's just been a lot. It really has been a lot. I am all down for the protest. I'm not down for tearing businesses up and all of that. The counter protesters that are coming in and harming people, that right there, just tired. I'm ready for all of this to come to a solution. Definitely reform with police, and it's a lot. Drew Brees sticking his foot in his mouth. It's just been a mess. So I per se am down for protesting and getting the word out. Black lives do matter. They always have and they always will. I just can't put myself at risk for being out there because COVID-19 did not take a nap. It did not. It's still out there. So it's just a lot on all of our plates, and the plates are even heavier for people of color. So I'm just thankful for all of y'all. I love all of y'all very much. So much. I wish we could be meeting face to face, but technology is amazing. So yes, that's where I'm at on that.
I was trying to unmute myself, but it wouldn't let me at first. But yeah, I agree with you, Ray. Um, it has been like a flood of different emotions with everything, and I have been really conscious of the COVID situation. That was one of the reasons I wasn't able to protest on Sunday because one, I didn't feel that way to start with. I had like a terrible headache, and I know that's one of the initial,
Oh, no.
symptoms. So I didn't want to go out there knowing, what I'm saying, how I felt and what it potentially could be. So, but shout out to everybody who is protesting peacefully. I did enjoy the fact that Police Chief Batiste was there and the mayor was down there to greet the protesters and kind of, have that dialogue out front. I do feel like change is on the horizon. I don't think it may come in like next week or the week after that, but having that dialogue out in the open with everybody's support does make me feel like it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with you. Casey, bro, I saw you. You was kind of busy yesterday. You was on a few lives discussing things. What's your thoughts? Can you hear me?
You know?
Yeah. Say it again.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Um, thoughts, and one of the thoughts I'm just not saying is, why did it take such a tragedy for us to fully support Black businesses? That was one of the things that I was thinking about, and I just hope that this isn't a fad. But sooner or later, all of this is going to die down. So if you're going to stick to what you've been sticking to, which is the solidarity, or you're going to start going back to patronizing, saying those people who made those racist remarks or made those racist posts and be like, oh, well, they said they were sorry. Sometimes we have so much stuff going on that we are aboard something for a month or two, and then something else comes about, and then we take our mind off of it. A few years ago, we were talking about boycotting Black Friday. That was a fail. At one point, we was talking about boycotting Florida due to what happened to Trayvon Martin. That was a fail. So while this protest has surpassed that, how long are we going to keep that momentum going to where we're going to actually take a stand? One of the things I think that we need to do is we do need to get some new laws passed or get some laws repealed. That is one of my big sticking points. That is one of the things that I've been trying to see what can we do. I've spoken to a couple of lawyers. They've gave me a couple of things that we can do. I'm working on that currently. And another thing that we should know that it's just not about the signing the petitions. We sign a petition, say it got 50,000 signatures or whatever, and we think it's over with. No, you still got to move past that. So everybody's going to go out and vote, but it's time for us to start asking some of these senators, these councilmen, these mayors, these governors, ask them the hard questions. When we go to these town meetings or hall meetings, ask them, what are you going to do about police brutality? What law will you have that will protect us from being killed and from being unarmed and killed? What are you going to do to where it's a law to where you can't get paid if you're under investigation for a murder? So it's so many things to where they have loopholes to where they can still, get around and still do things like that. Tomorrow will be my first day protesting. And as you said, Jeremy, I am going to be cautious that I know that it is still out there. I will be definitely masked up and definitely being aware and being vigilant. But my whole thing, man, is that I'm just encouraging people, if you're going to do some looting, you know what I'm saying, man, do it to the people that's not on your side. Don't do it to the people that's on your side. I've seen a couple of my friends that they inbox me said that they, including my boy Black, to where their businesses have been damaged to us. But on the same token, one of my friends told me that their business was done and it appeared to be some white people doing it. So it's just so much going on that we just got to stay focused and remember that when all this passes, that we still have to stay on task. Whether those cops get charged, we can't say, okay, we won. We still got another step to go. If they don't get charged, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen, but we still have to stay focused to the next hand. That's my 2 cents to it.
Word. I agree. That was my fear. is that I don't want all of this support to be a fad, because I do see a lot of people, you know, who are heavy hitters in media out there on the front line, but I'm hoping that this continues. I'm hoping that it's not just a momentum wave that somebody riding, because this was somebody's actual life behind it. So yeah, I hear where you're coming from. So that's why I really want to push the narrative of joining the NAACP, getting like more unity and getting behind those older forces that have those network connections. You know, I was just telling someone else earlier that they asked me, what's the benefit of joining the NAACP? It's the fact that you have a fully fledged organization behind you that is here for that very reason. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you, bro. Nene, what you got for me? What's going on with you?
Kind of took my point about the fad, because that's my greatest fear, is that all of this is a fad. At some point, it's going to die down and things are going to go right back to how they were, if not worse. I feel like now, though, even if it does go back to how it was, the good thing now is we know, for the most part, who's on what side. But there still stands that line where there are some of them saying this today, but tomorrow they could be the ones in the sheets. So I'm kind of indecisive about this one, to be honest. I see the benefits. I see what it has the opportunity to be, but I really feel like a lot of it is behind these curtains. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the stuff that's in the forefront is not really what it is with some of these people. It's cool to follow the crowd when the crowd is protesting, but are you gonna stand on the front lines when everybody else leave? So that's why I'm at with it. I'm just really wondering if we are gonna say Black Lives Matter today. Let's make sure that Black lives still matter next week. Let's make sure that Black lives still matter next month. And let's make sure that when we say Black Lives Matter, we're not just saying Black men's lives matter. Because I don't see as many people hollering about Breonna Davis as they did for Floyd. So that's my little spin on it. But, you know, I got some more, but I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Protesting. He was just there supporting. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You could just be on the sideline just supporting those to make sure that peace is still going on. He was outside of his place of business. That's what made it even more scary. You know, he wasn't standing throwing bricks at the police. No, he was just beside his building, doing what he does normally, and life going. So to those of you that are protesting, just let's be mindful of your surroundings, mindful of who you're with, and be prepared to fly. You know, like, don't try to thug it out if things turn for the worse. Get out of there. There's no sense in protesting one time and not being able to protest tomorrow, if you get what I'm saying. So, K. Marie, I'm gonna come back to you. Are you straight? You want me to come back around? You good? Okay. Let me. I ain't talked to you in a minute. Let me hear what you guys say. Excited. Shit. Shoot. I'm about to edit out the shit.
Don't touch my music. I touch my music. I want to touch my music. All right. So, I agree with everybody with what everybody has really said already. I really haven't done a lot of posting on Facebook. I'm an observer, so I've been doing a whole lot of observing and seeing who's saying something and who's not, because I'm from a mixed community, if you will. I'm from Fort Walton, so sorry, Jelly Bean wants to talk to, but I'm not gonna silence her. Baby talk matters. Okay, but I'm from a mixed, culture area, and so I grew up with a lot of these people that are combating Black Lives Matter with a All Lives Matter, or a Blue Lives Matter, or Gay Lives Matter. Everything is being combated with some other thing, you know what I'm saying? As if we're saying that it's just our lives that matter. You know what I'm saying? Or our lives are above everybody, as if we need to add two, TOO, as if we need to add two are also behind the Black Lives Matter in order to make it matter more for them. Like us just saying that isn't enough for them, which just goes to show the struggle of the Black Lives Matter. Like we can't even make a hashtag without having a hashtag. You feel what I'm saying? However, I will say I have admired in my observing all of the different cultures besides our people that are standing up for what they believe is right. I can't say that I technically agree with the rioters, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? And because I understand it doesn't mean that I agree with it, but I definitely understand where they're coming from. I mean, this country has been built on our backs. You know what I'm saying? Well, not my back specifically, because somebody's going to say that there, but the backs of my ancestors built this country. You know what I'm saying? It was brought here. This is stolen land. So for you to try to litigate over a land that you don't even own, for real, you know what I'm saying, and say what you want to happen here and what you want to happen there and this, that, and the other, I don't feel like that's the play that we should be in. But I do admire the people that are in authority that have been stepping up and making differences. Like when I saw that thing in DC, the first thing I did was put it in our group, our 2020 group, like, hey, the mayor put Black Lives Matter across the street. I mean, well, literally across the street, lane to lane, gutter to gutter, all caps, right in front of the White House. Like, that is huge. That is huge, and that definitely put a smile on my face, a crooked smile. Y'all see my face a little swollen, don't worry about it. But I'll get it handled in a week and a half. Lord, pray for me. But also, there have been a lot of people that I didn't expect that have said something that I found, like I know there was a besides people that I know personally, I know there was a white gentleman, and the newscaster was like, well, sir, they're in this neighborhood, and he lives next door to the mayor or something, and they were like, well, sir, how do you feel about all of this protesting going on your street in front of the mayor's house, this, that, and the other? And he was like, well, I mean, people are angry and they're tired. It's built. This country was built on the backs of slaves and their ancestors and whatnot, have been dealing with this. He said, this is another 100 years they've been having to do with this. What do you expect to happen? Of course, they're riding their loot. I want to ride and loot too. Like, look, if you saw this man, you would not expect him. You thought that he was going to be on the side. Newscaster was pissed because she wanted some, she wanted some turmoil. She wanted some kind of action to come from this. And it was really just him like, I support him. I'm with him. You should be with him too. Hopefully this will make a change. But I also saw that gentleman that got murdered outside. This is what I wanted to say about the protests and the riots. I feel like there's a right and a wrong way. I understand that you're angry, but you taking more lives does not justify the lives that are taken. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't justify it. So this black gentleman killed outside of his black business, and you're saying Black Lives Matter. I feel like you're being hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do understand that a lot of the looters and the riots, some people are undercover. And there's a whole bunch of setting up going on. So I'll say that. I don't know who did it. I just would not like to see it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that's the route that we need to go. We can't kill everybody and then say Black Lives Matter. That goes against the grain. You can't talk out of one side of your neck and then out the other side of your neck too. It doesn't work that way. That's why our mouths are centered. So both sides of the neck come to one, and whatever we saying is true. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like that. But I know personally, one of us got hit. You know what I'm saying? One of our cast members got hit, and from looters. So then where do they stand on the perspective? Because they're looking like, okay, well, I've been dealing with this Black Lives Matter, but y'all turning on us. Y'all, so everybody can get it? Y'all that mad? Whether you can get it over here or you can get it over there, like anybody? Like, you can't be like that. And I feel like that's where you can see the divide in the generations, because the people that have been going through this and going through this and going through this, they know the way. You know what I'm saying? But something about it's not working. I agree with that. But on the other hand, you have the younger generation, and they know shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? React first, and deal with consequences later. You know, ask for apologies, not for permission. And I feel like I'm not blaming the younger generation. I just see it more in that generation than in the generation of the older people. So I feel like we should be mature enough in our stance as elders in order to lead them the correct way so that they can give us our change, because our change is definitely going to come through them. But I feel like there's a right way that we can guide them to where it can come through them essentially that's going to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little spiel on that. Did I cover everything? Oh, I don't know. I'm rocking and everything right now. But I mean, that's just how I feel. And I guess I couldn't really say everything at one. Like, I feel like there's so much more that I can say on this subject because it happens so much. And I'm so tired. Like, tired. And I don't know, I'm raising 2 girls in this world. And though we have so many hashtags for Black men, but our Black women are getting killed too. And I hate to sound like the people that I just spoke about that are saying, well, my life matters too. Well, this life, that's a Black life. You know what I'm saying? I'm raising 2 of them, and I am one of them. So that's a concern of mine. Besides me not knowing if my husband is going to come home or not. You know what I'm saying? And then when Black women are getting killed, it's not getting brought up. It's not getting handled. So we did all of this for, well, I can't say we're doing it all for George Floyd, but he was definitely a part of a group of people, you know what I'm saying? And there's only one of them getting the center of attention. You know, like Breonna's not getting attention like that, except for now. And Ahmaud, he got his little attention. You know, it's like here or there. There's another young guy. He started a high-speed chase. I don't know his name. He was wrong for starting a high-speed chase. He led the cops on. He's on live. He led the cops on. Have you seen the video? I gotta stop watching his video. Gotta stop watching it. Press and play. But I'm to the point where it's so hard to believe that I kind of still gotta see it. Like I'm like, I can't believe this. Like you gotta be kidding me. I gotta see it to believe it type of thing. And
hold that, because we're gonna come
yeah.
back to
Oh, there's a whole nother topic. Oh, I didn't know I was getting to another topic.
we're gonna come back
the
to,
young man was wrong
right.
for getting out of the car and he ran. They shot him so many times. In the video, you can see the bullets flying and the blood spattering. The mom put up a post earlier today, I want to say, and she just got the body released to her, and she can't even open the casket because they shot his eyes out, and he was running. And then you can hear on the tape the police officer was gloating about it. Like, this shit is heartbreaking. And it's happening and happening and happening. So everybody's not getting the attention. So I feel like if one Black life matters, all the Black lives matter. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, there's my break. Go ahead, because you know I keep talking. You better hurry up and say something.
We're going to come back and loop back around, because we're going to come back and talk about the mental health aspect of it and how to, we'll come back to it, I promise. But I would definitely want to talk to Black. Black, you were hit pretty hard. 68.2, I love it. You were one of the businesses that was hit by the looters during the riots. I'm just gonna let you talk, because when I read that in the chat, like my stomach sank. Because I was let down, because I was like, okay, Black business, he good. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be straight. These people gonna look out for him. And reading that was, I'll just let you talk, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, no, for sure. Because I still don't know how I feel about it, really, up until this moment. I understand what it was all about, I had people call me like, Black, I know you out there with them protesting. I know you out there with them Black powering it. You out there looting? And I'm like, they're like, nah, but we got looted though. And so it's kind of weird, because I felt like I understand why they doing it, but then as the business owner, it's like when somebody breaking your house, like just run through your house and steal all your stuff. So, it's always that feeling too. But the thing I have to keep in perspective is that there's a difference between protesters and there's a difference between looters. These people that hit these dispensaries and stuff like that, they wasn't protesting nothing. They was opportunistic. They started running through all these businesses because they know the police wasn't gonna be able to catch up with them. That has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. There was black people in there doing it. It was Asian people in there doing it. It was white people. I seen the video, so you know, it has nothing to do with that. Even if I had black owned on the window, when they see free weed and green and cash, all that don't matter. So so that's my thought about that. So I don't know. Only thing I don't know. So it's just different because you know the people those are people that's just gonna steal regardless of what's going on, and it makes it worse for the people that's really protesting for something. But as far as like this is like a fad or something like that, I'm not really seeing it like that. Because I remember like we used to say, well, when they tear up the neighborhood, why you tear up your own? You should go to theirs and tear it up. Well, actually, this is what they did this time. And you see the response that it got. Now, I'm not trying to judge the response good, bad, or indifferent. All I'm saying is it got a different response from what they normally would get. Because this black person dying is like every other one. All of them is equally important. So except for this time, it has more traction. So it's kind of like one of them things like, okay, it's going to be a little fad this time. But then they kill somebody else, we come back angrier. And then they kill somebody. Now we got white people with us. Because I was driving on the freeway and I'm seeing Black Lives Matter, but I'm seeing white people holding sign. Now that blew my mind for sure. Like, so I'm like, okay, so it is gaining more traction. What we have to understand is it took like 500 years to get like this. So 20 years of action, 50 years of action, 100 years of action is only going to do so much. What we have to do is just be conscious of what we're doing. Like if we really want to make some changes in laws and stuff like that, stop telling your kids that they should be a basketball player. Stop telling them that they should be an actor. Why don't you tell them to be a lawyer? Why don't you tell them to be something that has to do with education? So that way they can use their mind instead of the physical aspect of their body. If that's what we're gonna do, we have to breed a new generations of thinkers. And once we do that, then we'll have a platform to stand on. But it's hard though, you know, it's hard. It's easier said than done. But I don't know. It's just I'm just like watching it like a movie at this point because I don't know what's next. I don't. But I don't know. We about to find out.